Hey everybody, I am Sir Jet, and welcome back to the vlog. So, it's been a while, but I was thinking of something the other day that I thought I wanted to share with everyone. So when I was in elementary school in like the late 80s, we had a school psychologist, and I think his name was Dr. Katz. I cannot remember his actual name. But every week, I would go visit Dr. Katz, and for an hour, and we would he would ask me questions. I don't any recollection of what the questions were or anything, but you know, he'd give us stuff to do, or give me stuff to do while I was with him, and he had like these little dolls I would play with, and I remember the dolls. And so you know, I met with Dr. Katz, and my mother also met with Dr. Katz, you know, to review what the, you know, school psychologist learned of the child. And you know, my mother back then was like very upset. She really thought that there was something horribly wrong with her son, because her son was feminine, and he liked dolls, and he liked jewelry, and he had very few friends, and he played dress up and all those things. And you know, at the time, I mean, that was a different time. Like I said, it was the late 80s, early 90s. And you know, what Dr. Katz said to her, she told me later, and it's kind of stuck in my head all these years. And basically what Dr. Katz said is, there's nothing wrong with Joel. There's something wrong with the rest of the world. And what he meant by that is that there's really nothing wrong with being feminine if you're a boy, or masculine if you're a girl. It's who you are. And on top of that, there's, you know, there's no correlation between dolls and, you know, what somebody's going to turn out with if they play with dolls at a young age. And but what I really, you know, took from that whole experience was that, you know, anytime you're feeling like something you want to do, or somebody you want to be just isn't right, just remember that there's really nothing wrong with who you are. There's something wrong with the world's perspective of who that is. And, you know, at the end of the day, we only have this life, and are we going to live that life fearing to be who we are, or live that life being who we are? And you know, I can say from experience that the more you close up, and the more you try to not be yourself, like, the worse it gets. It's just a question of how much, you know, you want to reveal to the world. And you know, there's really nothing wrong with being yourself. And if like a child psychologist in the late 80s, when, you know, people were still, you know, scared of femininity and homosexuality and all that stuff, can say that it's really okay for a boy to be like a girl, you know, that says a lot. And don't be afraid to be like a girl if you're girly. Don't be afraid to be mannish if you're manly. Just be what makes you happy. And you know, you're gonna face challenges, of course. There's always gonna be, you know, those adversaries that say, you know, you can't be that. But you just gotta face them head on. And you know, like I said, when I agreed with them, you know, my life didn't turn out so great. When I was just, you know, being myself, things felt better. And you know, I encourage you to maybe there was a time when you really were more of yourself than you are now, when you were younger. And you know, maybe see life through that lens again, if that helps you be more of who you want to be. So that is my lesson for the day, and I hope you enjoy it, and I hope you can use it in some way. So thank you, and I will see you next time. Ciao.